Hi, this is Alejandro, and I want to make this whiteboard session to illustrate VIM and CSI and where do they come from and what kind of information they share between them, so it is easier for you to understand the value prop for each product and the audiences that they cater to. So the first thing we have to understand is that both products come from a database. This database is what we have trademarked as VulnTrack, which is basically the vulnerability database that we always talk about, right? And it has over 50,000 products analyzed and contained in there. Now, since 2003, a team of actual real humans have been researching, aggregating, and putting information in this database. And the information that they put in there is basically advisories. Now, these advisories are the result of a lot of hours of research, documentation, and information that is put out there, and each advisory can contain one or multiple vulnerabilities. Some of them contain more, some of them contain less, but these are the vulnerabilities that come from the vendors, the ones that these guys are researching day and night. And we released about 40 or 50 of them a day. So all this intelligence, it's what makes Secunia Secunia research such an important thing in the security landscape, in the security industry. That's what makes it so renowned. Now, this information is used both by the CSI and VIM. So now, how do they use it? Well, let's start with VIM. VIM is a non-intrusive product. It's a browser-based window into this vulnerability database, basically. So there's a few things you can do with VIM, and there's a few things that security folks are interested on VIM. First of all, you can actually research and search and filter a lot of the data that is contained out there to find exactly what you want. For example, to find any particular CVE that you know that exists, or maybe find all vulnerabilities from 2015, or maybe find only those that are rated as CVSS 9 or higher in the criticality score. So you can do all the research there and find the answers that otherwise you would have to have many different sources and spend a lot of time searching for that information. Now you have all the database there at your disposition, all the 50,000 one, but what is the value of VIM, which is basically focusing this humongous database into only the ones you care about, only the vulnerabilities or advisories that touch the assets that you have defined. And for that, you create asset lists. You can either do it manually, or you can do it importing a CSV file. And these asset lists are basically, well, I care about Adobe products, and I care about iTunes 12, and maybe about Microsoft Office 08, 12, and 16, and Java any flavor, x.y.x. So you create these asset lists and you assign them to people that are interested in this information, the server guys, the Unix guys, etc., etc., etc. So from now on, these people will receive notifications when there's a new vulnerability on these products, and that will be either via email or via an SMS. Also, you have a very simple but very powerful ticketing system. And that ticketing system, of course, is not, ServiceNow or anything like that, but it can interface thanks to our APIs with ServiceNow or BMC Remedy or all of those things to extract the data for the tickets or for all the vulnerabilities that are here. So that's the VIM. Remember, non-intrusive, nothing to install, nothing to implement, and really it's information that you can use and drive remediation thanks to this asset list filtration and the ticketing system. Now, Let's go to the CSI. What exactly is the CSI? Well, the CSI does not do anything and does not provide any value whatsoever until you have the famous inventory. And the inventory, we always say it's a scan, but let's avoid using that word. The product runs an inventory on your Macs, your Linux, and your Windows computers, retrieves this inventory, and then correlates it to the vulnerability track, which is this database. Therefore, because we only are tied to these platforms, we are not monitoring or we're not matching here over 50K products. We are matching around 25K, which are the products that run in these platforms. Now, this is kind of the same thing as doing these asset lists, right? You're just sorting or filtering the information that you care about because that's a software inventory that you have. But in the VIM, you have to do it manually, and the security guys do not have to have any kind of integration with any other systems, whereas on the CSI, you do it using an agent. Now, after you have run this inventory and matched the intelligence, we in Flexera offer the customer the possibility of downloading the patches for a lot of these products automatically that we have rehosted and repackaged. So these patches are downloaded to the customer, are repackaged by us, but also they can modify those packages and then deployed. How do they deploy? Through System Center, and let's keep it there so we don't make it more complicated. So here you can see that you have actual remediation, and that's key. With VIM, we are driving the remediation thanks to the ticketing system, and with CSI, we are actually mitigating or remediating. I hope this makes things a little bit more clear. Remember, you have a common database of intelligence that serves both products. The security folks will like it because there's non-intrusive, nothing to install here, and that's why they have access to all the information in the world. And the operations guys like CSI because all that intelligence is translated into the inventory, filtered, and then we give them these tools to repackage, deploy, and at the end, mitigate. I hope this was helpful. If not, please let me know.